FM 94, The Dark. It is that time again. It's time to get to know a band we play here on The Dark, and this is a band you should know by now. We've talked to this band a bunch of times. On the phone right now, I'm talking with Speed. He's the lead singer of the band Silvertung. And first of all, Speed, I know a snowstorm is happening out on the East Coast, and are you in the middle of that right now?
Actually, we are. I think it's coming down to an end, but I'm glad you made some time for me to call you so I could get out of the cold and get into, a nice warm house and talk to you.
So what you're saying is you're not doing your shoveling or snowblowing duties then, correct? You gave those to one of the bandmates, huh?
Yeah, I gave it to the newest member of the band, Cody. He's only been with us for 3 years, so it's his turn to shovel.
Yeah, let's talk about
Our snowblower ran out of gas, so we had to do it the old school way.
We had to siphon the gas and put it in the van so you could get out on tour, right?
I wish it was that easy, because now we have a bus that takes diesel. And, we don't have anything else that uses diesel.
So you guys have made it big time now. You're going from the little van to a bus now,
huh? Well, I don't know if it's big time, but we figured out our budget through the last few tours that we did, and hotels are really expensive, so we decided to spend a lot of money and buy a bus for ourselves, and we actually did all the work on the inside ourselves. We took up the floor. It was a 16-passenger shuttle bus that we tore apart on the inside and put a little couch area, a little dining area, and then 4 bunks to give it a little piece of home while we're out. But it's been great. Diesel's way better than regular gas.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Hey, we're talking with Speed for the band Silvertung. Let's get a little bit of history to background for maybe somebody that's the first time listening here on the band Silvertung. You guys are out of Maryland area. How did Silvertung all come about again for our listeners?
Well, a bunch of friends. We all got together. We were all growing up on listening to Alice in Chains, and one of our biggest bands we all love is Metallica. So we were kind of we always wanted to just not be like those guys or be, rock stars or anything. We just kind of wanted to play, and because it always excited us to go to live shows, because we're music fans ourselves. So we decided to put something together, and all of my musician friends that I used to hang out with. So we decided, let's try it out. Let's see what it's like. So we put it together, and it didn't work at first, to be honest with you. We played a few shows, 20, 30, 40 shows in about a year or two, and I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't getting that release of the material that I really wanted to put together. So then I kind of shelved it for a few years, and I went out and I did fill-in stuff. I did some studio work, and then I just had that itch, and I still wanted to put it back out. So I completed a few CDs myself and put out some ads, and I started getting some replies, which was great. So the first reply that I ended up getting was our bass player Scoot. He called me up, and I told him, I said, this is great. I really want to get my music back out there. And he said, well, send me some tracks. So I sent him a few tracks, and it wasn't maybe an hour later he called me back, and he's all excited. Like, dude, this is really some good stuff, man. You really don't need to keep this thing shelved. Let's put this thing out there. So we did, and we put out a few more ads, and we finally got our drummer Dano, and then we went through a few guitar players before we got to Cody Red, who was our current guitar player, who's amazing, by the way. I love this dude. This dude's crazy, but I love him anyway.
Very cool.
But so we were sitting around. The funny thing is, we were sitting around one time, and we were like, man, what do we call the band, And I'm like, I don't know. This is one of the hardest things and one of the most crucial things you can do is title your band, because you got to remember, this is what you're going to be remembered for.
Yeah.
So if you come up with a really stupid name, you're going to have that. So
just let our listeners know, this is where it gets fun. This is the cool part. So if you haven't heard our interview yet before with Speed, this is the best part about the band right here. I mean, I love this story. So sorry I didn't mean to cut you off, but it's such a great story. I want to make sure everybody's listening right now. Okay, let's hear it.
Okay, here we go. So we were rehearsing in my uncle's basement, and we were just sitting around. We were really coming up with crazy names and just trying to come up with some oddity stuff, and we couldn't we were coming up with cool stuff like, hey, let's call the band Metallica or call it band Godsmack. We were coming up with some really dumb stuff. So I just happened to go searching through my uncle's boxes and stuff, and I found, I think they're VHS tapes, I think is what they are. They're porns, okay? I was looking through porn, okay? I'm a guy. I was looking through some porn. So I come across this porno that says Silvertung. And jokingly, I turned around and looked at the guys and I said, I got the name for the band. And they're like, what? And I said, Silvertung. And I cracked up laughing. And everybody else looked at me with very serious faces and went, dude, that's cool. And I was like, it is? And they're like, yes, Silvertung. That is so cool for a rock band. And I was like, okay, I like it. Let's move on with it. But I didn't like the spelling.
Right.
I did not stand the Tongue thing.
Yeah.
So I did some research and I found Tongues, which was a Korean mafia.
Yep.
And I said, let's put that together with Silver. Now you have a cool-looking name.
Very cool.
That's how the name came.
I love that. I love that story. I tell people about it all the time, too. It's great. How do these guys come up with their name? Oh, it was a porno movie. I guess I never asked you, did you watch the movie then into the end or not?
We couldn't find any of the recorders that they had back in the day for those things. I really did want to see it, though.
Oh, my goodness.
I have to say, though, back in that day, they need to, get a weed eater or a lawnmower out or something, because it just, that's not cool.
Oh, boy, we just went from bad to worse. We're talking with Speed from the band Silvertung. Hey, the cool thing about your band, though, is last year was a great year for you because you guys you're award-winning band out of Maryland. You kind of won, like, the Maryland Grammys, didn't you?
Yeah, yes. And the funny thing is when we got the call to technically just perform at the award show.
Right.
And this is a really, really big thing for Maryland because there's so much great talent in Maryland. And a lot of the guys that are on the board, I grew up watching their bands and, watching their moves of their career in music. And so it's a really, really big thing when you're asked to perform. So we were like, sure, we'll this would be great for us. We'd love to do this. And then we get an email. Our manager got an email, and the gentleman said that we were also now nominated for Best Heavy Metal Band of 2016 and Best Breakout Artist for 2016. And we were like, we're nominated for this? Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
We're like, all right, that's kind of cool. I just want to play. Let's go play. So, we get there, and it's very pristine. It's all the artists are directed to go to the back rooms, and you have to stay back there with all the other artists, which is very cool because we got to meet a lot of people that we're friends with, we look up to, and so it's like they keep the audience away from the artist and everything. It was like something we just don't experience a lot because we want to come out and meet you. We want to shake your hand, kiss your baby, whatever we got to do. We want to know who you are too.
Right.
So it's kind of weird for us. So we finally got the opportunity because I asked one of the stage guys. I said, hey, can we come out to the side of the stage and just watch the other artists play? We want to give our support to them. And he's like, yeah, let's do that. So we did, and we go out there, and so they bring up the first nomination of Heavy Metal Band of 2016. And all these artists are popping up, and we're backstage making bets of who's going to win. And I'm like, this band's got it. And my bass player's like, no, they don't have it. This band's got it. And we're sitting there, and the guy goes, Silvertung. And we were like, what? Did he just say Silvertung? And our manager's going, go, you got to get out there, go. And we're just kind of like in awe. We're walking to the podium, and I'm going, I'm not ready for this.
Right.
We weren't supposed to win. So we get out there, and that's exactly what I said to them. I said, we're kind of blown away, and kind of, I don't know what to say to this because we've never won an award like this. This is very pristine to this, to our community, and we're just sitting there, and I'm like, so I don't really know what to say. So thank you. That should be the right thing, I think. But we walked away, and my manager's like, that was probably the smartest thing you could have done. And I went, what? And he said, at least you said thank you. I was like, dude, I don't know what to say. We weren't supposed to win.
Right.
So then we were hanging backstage with some of the other winners in the awards, and we're talking, and they're like, everybody's like, who's going to win the big award, the breakout artist, because that's the big award that everyone wants. So here again, we're backstage, and we're just goofing off, and we're just like making bets here again of who's going to win. And so I looked at my manager, and I said, look, you didn't get in on betting, so who do you think is going to win? He goes, well, I'm not betting on you clowns. You don't know what to say when you go out there. I was like, whoa, hold on. He goes, look, if you guys win. I said, well, we're not going to, so don't worry about it. So we sitting there, and the guy said Silvertung. And
That's
we're like,
crazy.
Oh, whoa, wait a minute. We just won 2 awards. And it's funny because the guy that announced it was telling us, he said this band has already won all the awards tonight, so let's give them one more, Silvertung. And we were like in awe. And we just felt so blessed at that moment of because when you work so hard at something and you finally see your peers notice what you're doing, we were just totally blown away by it.
Very cool. We're talking with Speed from the band Silvertung, of course, winners of the Maryland Awards last year. With winning those awards, has that made you guys set the bar higher now for yourselves?
Absolutely. That was the first thing we said to ourselves. We said, now that we've won these awards, we got to step up our game 100% now, even more than what we did before. And we all agreed on it. I mean, when you get something like that, it shouldn't be, we've done it now.
Right.
We never think that way. We always think, now we got to be better. Now we got to give our fans more. We got to do better for our fans. Better for ourselves, but our fans those are the bosses, so we have to listen to them first. Then we work on ourselves. So, yeah, I mean, we've we are doing so many different things now just to try to make everything better. We're working on a bigger, better stage show, and the tours are going to become a lot more spread out so that we can reach more areas. Our music's getting out all over the place, so we're really stepping up our game. But I think for us, this is going to be an ongoing journey. We're always going to be stepping up and making things better.
Very cool. Did you get a chance to play that night then at the awards too?
Yes, we did.
So my question for you is, did they make sure your audio worked, unlike your guys like Metallica at the Grammys, that James Hetfield audio didn't work for a while? What do you think of that, by the way? Give me your 2 cents. Obviously, you're a huge Metallica fan. Was that just a disgrace to rock, or what?
You know what? I think to some degree it was a lot of disrespect for rock music. But at the same time, I think what James did was show everyone how professional Metallica is. Yeah, he got pissed. Anybody would get pissed. But you know what? He didn't stop the show and make them fix it. He continued on and rocked just like rock music does. Put it in our way, we'll knock it down, and we'll be better again. And that's exactly what he did. He pursued, went through the entire song without doing anything. I've seen the backstage stuff. I'm surprised that's all he did. But at the same time, he still prevailed. Metallica prevailed that entire situation without stopping the music and just being totally upset about it. Let's keep going for the show. Let's keep going.
Right.
And God bless Lady Gaga, because now she's a metalhead.
Yeah. That's awesome. I mean, I knew she had it in her, but now it's really cool.
Oh, yeah. Well, you could tell. You could tell. Whenever you can even hear it, not just in her voice, in some of her writing. Look at some of her lyrics. I mean, she gets dark sometimes. But she did an amazing job, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do next. Well, I think it's great that they hooked up.
Here's the deal, though. Okay, and this is just me saying it. Metallica is awesome to hang out with Lady Gaga, but Metallica doesn't need it. Metallica is themselves. We need to get Silvertung with Lady Gaga, and then Silvertung will blow up.
If we could get Lady Gaga with well, that might be a bad situation, actually.
What, are you going to tell her how the name came about, or what?
Exactly, 100%. We'll show her. We'll just show her how it happened.
Oh, boy. Hey, let's talk about your latest song, You and Me. And I know we had a chance to talk before the getting on the airwaves here, and you'd mentioned to me, actually, that you were kind of opposed about releasing this song, You and Me. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. To be honest with you, when we were in the studio recording, there were a few other songs that we just weren't totally happy with, and we said, we need to add one more. We need to put one more on this EP. And I was like, okay. I said, well, I have this song, You and Me, that I've been working on, and let's see what we can come up with that. Well, we had all of this different things going on in the song, and the producer looked at me and he said, you know what? He said, I think this song would be a lot better if we strip it down. And I said, yeah, but if you strip it down, then it's not Silvertung anymore. And he goes, really? He goes, your voice, you guys playing, that's Silvertung. I don't care what you're playing. That's Silvertung. And I was like, I don't know, man. So we worked it out, and I love the orchestration in it, which, was a collaborative thing that we all did together, and we put it all together. The cool thing about putting something like that together is you really get to understand the feels of a new instrument, of a cello, of a violin, of a piano. You get those new feels, and you really get to expand what you're capable of doing. So once we did it and we recorded it, I was pretty happy with the way the recording came out. And then we put out Devil's Advocate, which was the first single with Pavement Entertainment. Mm-hmm. And I love that song. I think that is the indication of what Silvertung is partially about, because we have a lot of different sides to us. But then when we got closer to the end of the year, our manager called us up. We were out on tour at the time, and he said, we've been talking, and we want to release You and Me as a single. And I said, I don't agree with that. And he's like, why not? And I said, because it's so stripped down, it's not Silvertung. And he says, well, I completely disagree with you on this. And so we went back and forth with emails and text messages for like 2 or 3 days. And then I finally got outvoted, and I was worried. When you put out a song it's that stripped down, and you kind of put everything out there, you kind of go, is this a good career move? Right. Are the fans even going to like it? Well, I'm glad I was wrong, because apparently everybody loves this song.
Well, they do, and including the Under the Radar charts last week, it was up to number 27, and it had close to 500 spins nationwide just through Under the Radar, and that doesn't include media-based stations, too. So, obviously, it hit a nerve with somebody, and it's getting spun, so that's awesome news.
Yes, and when we got the news that it was, everybody just kind of looked at each other and went, wait a minute. We bring the heat, and we don't get this attention. We sit down and we throw out an acoustic guitar, and the next thing you know, we get all this attention. Yeah. Honestly, either way, at this point, I look at it now, because it was a career experience for me, and I learned I was educated by the fans.
Right.
They pretty much told us, hey, look, man, this is a great song. We know Silvertung brings the mayhem and the madness, but this was great, and we love seeing this side of you. So, we've been getting emails and comments on the YouTube. On the YouTube, it is over 600,000 views.
That's awesome.
I was like, oh my gosh, these are milestones for a band like us.
Right.
We're still trying to get out there. We read that there was some cage matches that we were online with Cedar, and won.
That's awesome. That is awesome. You mentioned Pavement Entertainment. I believe you're still with them, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. And I had a chance to talk with Tim King from obviously Soil, and he's got his new band Project 2 together. But how have they helped you out, expand, and maybe get you out and about more across America?
They've been a lot of help, especially Tim. Tim is Tim and I, we're on the phone a lot together. Yeah. Tim has a lot of experience of what we need, and not just because he's a musician, but he's walked our walk. We're kind of walking in his shoes right now, and he's been here, he's done this, and he's been a real good guidance for us, and has helped us along the way. I'll get frustrated about something, and him and I'll get on the phone together, and he's like, "Man, you don't get frustrated about that. It's all going to work out." Tours have become really difficult to book. due to so many tours being out there at the moment, and there's just so much going on, and we're seeing rock on the rise now. Where rock, when we started digging our teeth into everything, rock was kind of like pushed down a little bit, but now we're seeing a lot of momentum from rock music, and it's making tours harder to put together for them to make sense. We can go to one place and then travel 10 hours to the next,
right.
And then your next travel is 14 hours. So to put together a tour that's doing more of like 6-hour tours, I was getting frustrated. And Tim's like, "This is, you got to deal with this, and these are how things are going to work." I said, I don't care where we go, because I want to meet new fans, and I want to introduce everyone to Silvertung. I want them to see us. I want them to meet us, have a good time with us. And he said, as long as you keep remembering that, you're going to be okay. So Tim has been a great guidance, and Pavement alone, I mean, they have so many connections in the industry. We were able to plug into all that, which kind of took Silvertung from this regional band to what we are today. And I mean, people ask us, well, now you're signed, you made it. No, we haven't made it. I don't think we're ever going to make it, because we're never going to be satisfied with where we are and what we're doing. I think it's just going to be one of those journeys. But Pavement has been right by our side on all this, and they've helped out with all their advice. And like I said, they have so many connections that you plug into them, and things just kind of start to happen. And people kind of get introduced to Silvertung now. And now we just got to keep going back out there and meeting all the new people and seeing some old people that we've seen through the last tours.
Right.
And we're getting people now that are traveling through the tour with us.
Right.
I mean, they're like traveling in their own vehicle behind the bus and trailer, and it's just like, this is amazing. Music has more power than you would ever think it does, but with rock music getting so much stronger these days, I guess some people think, well, now it makes it easier. I think it does in some degrees, but I also believe that it makes it harder, because now all the rock bands are going to be out.
Right.
Now we're all coming out there. So,
yeah.
But I guess we're blessed to be in the situation that we are with Pavement and our career at this point. And now we just got to work harder and get to the next level.
You just gave me a great idea. I'm going to tell my wife instead, for our family vacation, we're going to go out on tour with Silvertung for a week, follow your bus, and rock out all week. I never even thought about doing that. How many? I mean, that's an awesome thing to do. I mean, take a week off, follow a band.
Yep.
Go to 3 or 4 different venues that they're playing at during the week, see some sights along the way, and just have fun.
It's amazing. And the weird thing is we've offered, to help out, buy them dinner or get them into the show for free, and they're like, no, this is the way we're going to support you guys.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, how can you guys afford this? And they're like, we're taking vacation and we're going to go out with you. And we're like, wow.
I'm calling my wife right now. This is what we're doing. Hey, one thing I know about Minnesota is we love to rock, and Minnesota itself, I think, is huge in the rock world. I'd love to see you guys make it up here sometime. You think you can make that happen?
Yes, and actually we are looking at probably around June and July.
Okay.
When the second leg of this tour is, because they're working on it right now, and it's all coming out Midwest. So it's going to be right on our radar at this point. So I can almost guarantee you're going to see us up in Minnesota.
Awesome. Hey, let's. I know we got to get going here because we got lots to get to yet, but let's talk about how more people can find out about Silvertung if this is the first time they've ever heard you talk, and how can they find out more information about your band?
Easiest way to do that is to go to www.silvertung.com, and that's TUNG.com. From there, you can get to our Facebook, you can get to our Instagram, our Twitter, our YouTube page, our Snapchat, everything. Everything is my phone number is on there, my address is on there. Call me, we'll go out and have some drinks.
I was just going to say, Speed, are you married?
No.
Speed, do you have a girlfriend? Well, you might want to take the number off if you got a girlfriend. I'm just some marital advice. I've been married for over 15 years, longer than that. But anyway, long story short, I mean, yeah, you might want to take that off. I'm just saying, okay?
Okay, I'll just leave my address.
Yeah, well, yeah, sure. They can write. Yeah, writing is that. Hey, that'd be kind of cool. But anyway, hey, a lot of fun.
Somebody knock on your door and say, "Hey, I'm here for dinner."
Speed, a lot of fun talking to you there. We'll definitely catch up you. And right now we're going to play your latest song, You and Me, which currently is a top 30 song and under the radar. Congratulations to you guys, and best of luck on the tour coming up.
Thank you, JJ, and thank you so much for taking the time out to speak with me, man. This has been awesome.
Once again, that is Speed. The band is Silvertung. Their latest song is called You and Me. It's on the Dark. It's on FM 94.